guys, so today we're going to talk about water-soluble vitamins. Water-soluble vitamins are not a super fun topic, but we're just going to kind of talk about basics. Eating a balanced diet is going to be the best way to ensure that you're getting all these vitamins. You're going to find that all vitamins and nutrition is going to single-handedly have different have an impact on different functions that go on in your body. So there are actually 8 B vitamins. So all B vitamins are considered water-soluble vitamins along with vitamin C. So the essentially fancy name for C is ascorbic acid, and then you can see all of the corresponding names to the other vitamins. Some of them we refer to normally as just, you probably heard of B12. You don't usually hear it as cobalamin, but then others you may hear B1 more so than the term thiamine. So if you're ever seeing these words floating around, just understand that they're B vitamins. Water-soluble vitamins as opposed to fat-soluble vitamins are not stored in the body. So they need to be replaced daily through the foods that you eat. Your body can't make them on their own, so you have to get them through food. Excess water-soluble vitamins are excreted in the urine. You don't really run into a whole lot of toxicity typically with water-soluble vitamins, even if you are taking a heavy amount of supplements, because you pee them out. Water-soluble vitamins are found in fruit, vegetables, and grains. They can be destroyed by heat or by being exposed to the air. So that's a lot of what we talked about with vegetables and different cooking measures like that. It's because they're containing a lot of these vitamins that are easily destroyed. They can be lost in water used for cooking. So the best way to keep as many water-soluble vitamins as possible is to steam or grill foods and not to boil them, which we've talked about a little bit before. Okay, so thiamine or vitamin B1, that's going to break down energy and alcohol. It's going to have a play in nerve transmission. So going to be in a lot of high protein products along with nuts, peas, legumes, and whole grains. Riboflavin is going to be B2. This is a common item actually in cow's milk. Some of you probably remember when milk was delivered to you in glass. And it was actually found that when exposed to UV light, riboflavin is destroyed. So that's now why cow's milk is sold in opaque containers. So riboflavin is going to be important for enhancing the function of niacin, which we'll talk about in a minute, and B12, which we'll talk about as well. This is going to help with the nutrient breakdown. It's really important for skin, mouth, eye, and nervous system health. So B3 is niacin. So riboflavin and niacin kind of go hand in hand. This is going to be another nerve system health, digestion along with cholesterol and triglyceride improvement. So we're going to see this in vegetables, protein as well. So just eating the rainbow like we've talked about before, you're going to be getting these nutrients. There's no B4. I didn't come up with that. B5 is going to be important for fatty acid synthesis in particular. So you can see there's some double dipping here. Beef has several of these nutrients, whole grains. Potatoes in particular are going to have B5 along with seeds and tuna. Pyridoxine is B6. This is important for the creation of non-essential amino acids. So amino acids, remember, those are our building blocks to protein. Okay, non-essential means that our body does not need them through food, so our body makes them on their own. But in order for us to do that efficiently, we must take in these other vitamins that help with the metabolism. Okay, so pyridoxine is going to help create the amino acids that our body makes on its own. Those amino acids aren't going to be made efficiently if we're not fueling appropriately with these other nutrients, these other B vitamins. Okay, so pyridoxine is a lot like these others in terms of sources. Biotins, we've probably heard about this one. This is considered vitamin B7. This is going to be important for the metabolism of your macros, carbs, protein, fat. Okay, it's going to help keep healthy skin and hair. So my mom's a hairdresser. She's really big on sometimes if there's a lot of hair breakage in her clients, she'll suggest doing a biotin supplement or something like that. But you can also get it through red meat, eggs, seeds, and nuts. If you're doing a high protein diet, getting enough vitamin C, which we'll talk about, usually hair should be okay. But if not, come talk to me. There may be some other things we can talk about there. Folate, vitamin B9. Okay, so this is a really important one during childbearing age. Folate's going to be important for development of the spine and of the brain for babies. Neural tube defects can result from inadequate folate intake, which is typically in prenatal vitamins. You've probably heard of folic acid, which would be essentially the supplement form of folate. For some people, they can only digest certain chemical compounds of folate. So if you are on supplementation or are wondering about that, let me know. There's people in particular with PCOS that can only digest the methyl form of folate or metabolize the methyl form. So you should be getting this through food. Whole grains, asparagus, bananas, oranges, spinach, beets, dairy, those are some main sources. But if you are doing any supplementation and you're kind of curious about maybe some conditions you have and the metabolism of folate, that's something I can speak to you about as well. Okay, so B12, the fancy name for that's going to be cobalamin. This is going to be important for red blood cell and nervous system development. We've talked about amino acid synthesis, but it's also going to have to do with synthesis of fatty acids. So all those macros that we talked about, those aren't going to be in check unless our micros, which are these, are water-soluble vitamins and others we're going to discuss, those had to be in check too to help us appropriately metabolize those macros. So we've talked about things on a very large scale, but in fact it's these small choices, these small nutrients that are really catalyzing the chemical reactions going on in your body that are allowing those macros to be metabolized. So B12, as you can see, there are a lot of animal-based foods. So eggs, meat, fish, those are dairy. Those are going to be main sources of vitamin B12. So this is a very common nutrient that's going to be low in vegans in particular, sometimes vegetarians. So supplementation may be needed. Definitely talk to me if that's something you're considering doing a predominantly plant-based diet or someone you know. I'd be happy to make some recommendations there. All right. Finally, we are on to ascorbic acid. This is vitamin C. Okay, so we hear a ton about vitamin C. It can help with the immune system. It can cure coughs. I wouldn't go that far. It may help decrease the amount of time you experience symptoms from a cough, but not necessarily going to cure anything or prevent anything, but it does help the immune system function optimally. Again, if we're taking in excess amounts of vitamin C, we're just going to pee it out. So there's not a whole lot of benefit from taking excess vitamin C. Immune system health, formation of collagen. So we talked about collagen being important for the connective tissues, bone, muscle, skin. So vitamin C is needed for that. Vitamin C is also going to be important for promoting wound healing and healthy blood vessels. It's an antioxidant, meaning it's going to fight free radicals, some cancer prevention there. It's also going to protect cholesterol. If you've ever heard of scurvy, so that was the one that all the pirates got because they weren't getting enough vitamin C, and then they ended up having lemon juice and scurvy went away. But a lot of times scurvy, bloody gums will result or things like that. So that's very rare. But if you aren't doing a whole lot of fruits or vegetables, could be something that is possible. So eat your fruit and vegetables just like your mom and dad's always told you. But some of these other foods, particularly whole grains, high protein, nuts, seeds, legumes, those are all going to contain these nutrients as well. So that's all I had for you guys today. I know that was a quick rundown. Um, 8 B vitamins and vitamin C. So B and C vitamins are water soluble vitamins. Um, I don't know why they created it so that there are certain numbers missing and there's a B9 and a B12. It makes no sense to me, but that's what they are. So definitely respond to the email like usual. Hope you guys had a great Easter. Make sure that we're staying on track. And next week, in honor of Earth Day, we're going to be going over some sustainability tips with healthy eating and nutrition. So be ready for that. Everybody, I will talk to you later. Have a good one.